Ah non, ça marche.
God welcome. Are your studies complete?
Pas encore.
Yes, it's me. In the flesh, to an extent.
Ah putain, la salope, elle est encore vivante.
No such thing for those who scar themselves for the god. I
Du roi,
found a new
connasse.
master. A kind master. A promise of eternity.
Oh putain.
Through him, I shall be free.
Sac à merde. C'est la garce qui m'a attaqué à la base. Et lui, il est maudit. Qu'est-ce qu'il porte?
My erstwhile comrade in arms. My newfound mortal enemy.
What? Il s'est transformé en mort-vivant aussi, en squelette.
Behold the Prince of Darkness.
Non, non.
I cannot be denied.
Wow,
Not even death can stop me. I have answered the God King's call. One day he'll answer to me.
Ah mais en attendant, c'est toi qui es maudit, hein, glandu. Mort-vivant et invaincu. Mon cul avec. Et qu'est-ce que tu fais là, toi? Trop même. C'est ce que tu veux? Et ton escorte, elle est où? Elle s'est fait pourrir? Putain, j'honorerai leur sacrifice après mon ascension, mais sac à merde, quoi. Il est moche en mort le prince complètement.
Alexander offers only a stoic nod in
Une
affirmation.
grande intensité dans le regard. Oh, il est
Glowering
stoïque de ouf.
intensely.
Est-ce que c'est vraiment ce que tu veux, sacrifier le monde entier pour ta divinité? Oui. Connard. C'est ainsi que ça doit être. Enfin, de laisser quelqu'un d'autre tenter sa chance au puits de l'ascension. Lucien, il est mort en fait. Hein.
My father came here before he died. He killed the Godwoken. He killed the masters who taught them. He killed anyone who could deny me the right to succeed him. I am destined to be the divine. Don't try to meddle with destiny.
Il est arrivé là en commettant erreur sur erreur. Enfin, sa carté a laissé la place au seul vrai protecteur de Rivlon. Alors je sais pas si... voilà. Personne en parle, lui doit absolument le faire. Complètement. Oh putain, 0 sur 5. Ok.
Alexander shakes his head.
On n'avait pas réussi à le convaincre. Tant pis.
Nothing will stop me. Understand? Nothing.
Rien ne va pouvoir m'arrêter. Rien, vous m'entendez? Bah si, moi. J'aurais dû le buter
Rien
quand
ne
j'en avais
pourra
l'occasion.
m'arrêter, mec, charge le 12.
C'est ça. Bonjour. Ah, attends, qu'est-ce qu'ils me veulent?
Getting closer now.
Are your studies complete, Godwoken? All Godwoken have completed their studies.
Ok.
I take you now to the arena of the One.
Ok, donc on va bien à l'arène, très bien.
The wellspring awaits the victor. There you may fall, or you may rise.
Ok, oh ça va chier. Oh ça va chier. Ça a l'air d'être la grosse baston de fin ça.
So it begins.
Ah, j'avais une question justement après.
Commencer.
The first
J'ai une question après, d'ailleurs.
Ouais,
Enter
attends.
the wellspring of ascension becomes divine.
Ok.
May the new divine be worthy.
Ok, donc on va leur pourrir la gueule, très bien.
For the rest, may he have mercy on your soul. To the wellspring of ascension. Begin.
So this is it. The arena of the One. I wish you good luck, but I won't promise you mercy.
Ok. Ok, vas-y.
Passion.
Ah lui, je peux lui causer.
So close. But divinity will never be mine now.
Faites ce que vous avez à faire. C'est ça. Allez, t'as plus qu'à errer. T'as plus qu'à errer dans les limbes. Trou de balle. Le Gun Battle, un très bon gacha.
Getting closer now.
Ouais.
Ifan claps you on the shoulder.
Getting closer now. Can't say it wouldn't have felt good to wring the life out of his neck with but I trust you. You know me. You know who.
He shrugs, face clear.
Non mais tu déconnes. C'est pas les LR des 6 ans ça.
Wolves are good that way.
Ifan
Tu
claps you on
déconnes
the
j'espère.
shoulder.
Putain.
I'd seen everything in my
J'ai le
travels.
seum.
I've never seen a place
Cinématique.
like this. Let me tell you a story about Justinia. I think we were, say, age 10 at the time. My pop was off who knows where, spreading his seed in that oh
Mon
so
père était parti
charming
Dieu sait où
manner
à
of his.
dispenser sa
So
semence à
let's
droite
just
à
say the
gauche. Oh,
court
putain.
had its hands full.
Oh là.
There was a big reception one night. The ridiculous kind where all the ladies wear dresses and all the men wear finery. Yeah, everyone. So I decided to surprise all the noble farts at dinner. Snuck into the kitchen. They had a giant boar on a platter with an apple in its mouth. Longer than Laura herself and not much fatter either. The cook put the lid on and set it down for the steward to take. And then I made my move. I dragged off that pig when no one was looking and stuffed it in a floor cupboard. Then I crawled onto the platter and pulled the lid up over me. Wasn't too long before the steward showed up and wheeled me into the banquet, none the wiser. Yep, some stuffy duke yanks off the lid and good old beastie jumps out. Caused quite the stir. Queen wanted me gone, but little cousin Justinia, she had my back. Told Queen Laura it was all her idea, and she got a whooping on her backside and sent to bed without supper.
La reine Laura. C'est le nom de l'écureuil qui me suit en fait. Hein.
So the point is, well, I ain't sure. I guess that she has a good heart, but somewhere along the way it got soiled.
say the giant takes notice of its charges. Ask away, she... Indeed, Quercus. Let's be off.
Putain, elle s'est réincarnée en un écureuil teubé, quoi.
Rosa is pale and damp with sweat, but something has changed in her eyes. She seems more like herself.
We're getting close, Chief. For choosing the next divine, you mean? Yeah, I'm ready. I hope you are too. I think...
She stops short, her eyes flashing back, then normal, then black again. She turns away, covering her face.
We...
Yeah.
Getting closer now. We should keep our eyes on the prize. Divinity.
Ifan claps you on the shoulder and beams at you, affection for you plain in his eyes.
I thought I'd seen everything in my travels. I ain't never seen a place like this. We ascend, I suppose. Or someone does. I mean, your guess is as good as mine at this point. I should be asking you, not the other way around. Whatever we do it inside the mountain. Gods know we worked hard enough to figure out a way in.
En avant. Oh merde!
So good of you to come, God-awoken. You know, you are many things, but above all, you are reliable. Reliable to the point of being predictable. You came to the wellspring. I followed.
Mais ta
The
gueule!
Lady Vengeance is, after all, my ship. And now here we all are.
It is time, mistress.
C'est qui ce trou-duc?
She gives you a long and steady look, as if it is the last time you shall see each other for the rest of eternity. Then she dips her chin in acknowledgement. You are almost her equal.
Yes, Breedeman. It is time.
Fredman, okay.
She raises the Aeterin. Like a divining rod to water, it seeks the wellspring and finds it. The device hums to life.
Espèce de sac à merde.
We are done, mistress.
Yes, Breedeman, we are done. And so too, Godwoken, are you. Soon you shall be little more than relics of a bygone time, and this place shall be your tomb. Goodbye.
Ah!
It might be wise to look for a way out of here.
Really? Do you think so?
If I didn't know...
Go on, Godwoken. Don't waste any more...
I'd think we were in big trouble.
Ok. Ok. Ah, c'est la merde en fait. Hein. Grosse la merde même. Déjà on se casse.
The ritual has failed. The structure lies in ruins, but you have at least survived. You should feel relief, disappointment, confusion, anything but the rage that wells up from deep within you.
Ça va chier. Très fort.
The rage grows, burning hotter than the volcano itself, tearing at you, seeking to overpower your senses. The red mist wants to descend. The red mist feels like it does not belong to you. The red mist feels alive. And it wants you. A familiar figure materializes before you. A copy of yourself, enraged. Your own face glowers at you in hateful fury. It opens its mouth.
Ah! Amadia, Duna, Ralik et Ralik. Très bien.
Your furious god begins to speak.
You are the worst mistake I have ever made.
Ouais, eh ben écoute, t'es bien gentil, t'avais qu'à faire en sorte que cette sac à merde ne puisse pas rentrer.
I want it all back. All of my power. Everything I gave you. And I want it now. Before it's too late. Before the others come to take what's mine.
Alors déjà, va chier.
Give yourself to me now, child. Give yourself to Amadia. Body and soul. I found you. I fed you. I gave you hope in the darkness. And then I led you into the light. But if you refuse to obey me, I will take it all back.
C'est ça. Téléporté dans le feu. Mais quel sac à merde. Alors. Boum. Ok. Et d'un. Et de deux. Oh putain. Oh putain. Va mourir.
The Titan lies in pieces before you. The god controlling it is dead by your hand.
C'est la première fois que j'ai utilisé ce machin. Il est vénère.
Lava roils as earthquakes rumble around you. Shockwaves of sound pierce the air. The growl of its malady. Where the hell are you, she calls. Ah, find my beacon. We need to get out of here now. Her voice crackles and dissipates.
Ok. File-moi ton loot. Chier. Ah putain, d'accord. On se casse. Oh, c'est badass. C'est méga badass. Ouais. Ah, ça claque un coup quand même, hein.
I guess when I said never again, I really meant once or twice more. Okay. 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 The Hall of Echoes once more. Our home away from home. You know what affects me a great deal? Hauling you thither and yon, only to see you still haven't managed to ascend. I want a god in my debt. Is that so much to ask? At least you managed to murder one of the seven. Quite the spectacle.
Alors techniquement, on en a buté 3.
I've never seen anything so... Let's talk about this later. I need to rest. We've still one big jump to go, but... I'll have to wait.
She casts her gaze around, taking in the streaming bluish ether. She breathes a deep, ragged breath.
4, non? Non, on a eu Alexander qu'on a buté. D'ailleurs, c'est Ifan qui l'a buté d'une flèche. Qui l'a fini d'une flèche. On a... comment ça s'appelle la crête rouge. Et la bouffeuse de Maccabée. Donc 3. Il y en a 7, normalement. On en a buté 3, vu qu'on est 4.
At least, it's quite beautiful here, isn't it? I'm going to take a rest, sort myself out. I suggest you do the same. Speak to the ship if you need me. She'll know where to find me. This may be your last bit of respite before the storm blows in again, Godwoken. Enjoy it. You deserve that much.
After all that's just happened, life, or what passes for it, seems more precious to you than ever.
Ah, d'accord. Les divinités, non, il y a eu 2 fois Ralik. Il y a eu Ralik, il y a eu Amadia et il y a eu... Duna.
You look around at those who have accompanied you so far. In each one, something unique shines through. Divinity has eluded you so far, but humanity beats strong within you, here and now. Who knows what lies ahead for you, for your companions? Your quest failed. The void is growing stronger, and the hall is dark. You feel the need for some affection. Perhaps they feel it too.
Pardon. Alors. Pour moi, c'est Loche. Mais, je veux faire les autres. Dire au fauve que vous pensez souvent à lui, ainsi qu'à sa barbe. Très souvent.
Well, I think about you a lot too, lad. I mean, I kind of have to and all, given the circumstances. I'm not sure what my beard has to do.
Interrompre sa digression et ne pas y aller par quel chemin vous avez envie de lui. Vous rapprochez et lui caresser la barbe dans l'espoir qu'il comprenne. J'en sur un arco, il dit que vous voudrez bien voir ce qu'il cache sur son armure. Yes.
Oh. 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 Well, I mean, just look.
Beast fiddles with his beard, but otherwise seems touching the hand of your companion. Source sparks between you. The magic of this place sings, and arcane flesh wraps your bones. All of a sudden, you appear living. You feel things. For the first time in a long, long time, you sense with all 5 senses. As you move to go below decks, the live wood creaks and groans. The steps you thought you knew lead you to a part of the ship you've never seen before. A newly carved nook that smells of resin and wood chips. Touching the wall beneath your fingers, the live wood hums at your touch. You understand that the Lady Vengeance has carved this space for you in gratitude for your help. You enter and feel the presence of the ship recede, offering you the total privacy of a moment alone with your companion. The first moment you have been truly alone together.
Well, I'll have to do. I always preferred a starlit beach myself. You probably figured old Beast here to be, well, a beast about this. But I've not had much time for tenderness these last few years.
He twists his whiskers into knots as he speaks, making a tangled mess of his glorious beard. Beast looks to you gratefully and closes his eyes, lost in the rhythm of your stroking.
Yes.
I ain't said this to anyone in my life. Not since I set foot on the wave dancer, anyway. But you should call me Marcus. It is my name, after all.
Ouah, on sait comment il s'appelle. Oh, confidence sur l'oreiller, quoi.
Anyway, here I am, yammering like a newborn otter pup. As prone as I am to talking, I don't always have much interesting to say.
Beast's eyes grow wide as your lips touch his, and suddenly you are at sea, lost in that sumptuous beard and rocking to the rhythm of the waves. You pull out of the kiss and the vision. Yet Beast pulls you back. Your entire being is whiskers and heat. He explores you with his hands, inciting a series of shakes and shudders.
I don't know what I expected when I set out for Reaper's Coast.
He leans forward for another peck.
But it wasn't this. That you are. That you are.
Yes, c'est génial.
Never this
Merde.
here. This is special precisely cause I didn't see it coming.
Faire capturer par les royalistes ou mieux libérer mon peuple de ses entraves.
He nuzzles even closer.
Oh, hold up. Before you get too far along, there's something I always wanted to try.
Oula.
Beast leaps to his feet and begins to gyrate his hips. He runs his hands up and down his chest and buttocks, blowing you a kiss with each garment he jettisons. When the dance ends, a nude and winking dwarf stands before you.
Yes!
So, how'd I do, Fane? Oh, I'm a lucky man, I am.
He returns to your arms and begins to peel away your clothing until you feel only skin against skin. Save his beard, of course, which tickles your face, your chest, your belly, as his kisses slowly move downward. And there is only pleasure. All that was, is, and will be fades to fog. What remains are two figures entwined as one.
Aïe 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 aïe. Ah, c'est génial. Ah putain, on a refoutu les armures. Il y a du love. Love is in the air.
Beast blinks twice as you slowly come into focus.
Still a lucky man, I am.
Beast leans into the kiss, then pulls away and caresses your cheek.
I must say, I rather like this more than anything else we've been up to. Shame that real life has something more turbulent in mind, eh?
Beast gives you a shy grin, and the two of you brace yourselves for the coming storm.
Attends, est-ce que je peux?
Spoken to Malady yet? She said.
Après 952, donc ça va, j'ai de l'avance. Ah putain, on a eu du sesx avec le nain. On va faire la même chose avec Ifander. Ifan, la première fois qu'on l'a croisé, il nous a un peu allumé quand même. Hein. Un peu en mode chaud au cul.
Ifan raises an eyebrow, and his sharp teeth glint in a
Ifan, il
wise
sait
smile.
les choses. C'est lui qui a commencé à me chauffer, donc il sait.
Rest. With you? Yes. Let's go.
Avec eux.
Touching the hand of your companion, source sparks between you. As you move to go below decks, the light touching the wall beneath your feet, you enter and feel the...
So, here we are.
Ifan raises an eyebrow. He looks at you long and slow. The shadow of a smile tugs at the edges of his wine-dark lips. As you step closer, your nose is filled with Ifan's intoxicating animal scent. He reaches out and catches your wrist in one rough hand. As his warm skin brushes yours, sauce sparks between you. Ifan smiles and moves even closer, nuzzling at your neck with his nose. His beard tickles your reddening throat. Aside from your voice, the only sound is the whisper of fabric between your bodies.
Fane.
Ifan's hands reach for your own. His magnetic eyes seek yours. You know this man. He is ruthless, capable of anything. These hands that hold your own have tortured, maimed, killed. He pulls you close to him, his hard, lean body pressing against you. He leans in to kiss you. It is not a gentle kiss. It's primal, wild even. Your lips bruise and your tongue tastes the metallic tang of blood.
You. Everything is so dark, so grey. But you're bright. When you shine your light on me, everything else is bearable.
Ifan leans back to take in the sight of you. His dark eyes travel over every inch. He reaches out and traces the bow of your lips with his fingers.
I know I shouldn't stare, but I just can't stop. I wish you could see yourself as I see you now. You're incredible.
Recouché sur le sol, vous voulez qu'il se jette sur vous. Ah oui. Vas-y, grand fou, fais-moi ton loulou. Merde. Hop.
And of course, he does, pulling you down to lie on the ground beside him. Ifan growls and presses close to you, so you can feel how very much he wants this. His hot breath warms your face. He grasps your ribcage with strong, warm hands. You feel yourself lifted from the very earth into some other realm. Ifan's fierce, dark pupils fill your vision.
I crave you. Every step of the way I've wanted you. Since the moment we met. I've tried to conceal it, but I can hardly breathe around you.
Oui, ça on l'a vu, hein. On a eu des avances dès le premier bonjour.
I've dreamed of this moment so often. You can't even imagine. My thoughts are always consumed by you. Your smile.
Ifan undresses you slowly, removing every last stitch of clothing from your body. The warmth of his own body ensures you feel no cold, and the warmth of his gaze ensures you feel no embarrassment. He crooks his tunic loose and pulls it overhead, revealing his muscular body, all scars and sinew. He grins, eager, pointed teeth parting, and envelops you completely within his strong arms. In the low lamplight, the wider world fades away. Sweat glistens where your bodies meet. There is nothing but wonder, eyes, hands, and tongues.
Let's.
Ifan's feral eyes glitter ravenously as he looks deep into your own. He moves into you and kisses you again. He tastes of earth, dark earth, and night.
C'est très direct.
Fire runs through your veins, licking at every nerve in your body. Every movement from him sparks a charge, like chain lightning in a storm. There is nothing, nothing at all but you and him locked together. The fire inside you shivers and blazes, filling you with light and life, obliterating all the darkness within you. Ifan cries out.
You are everything.
And in that one moment, you feel it.
Cette musique glorieuse, enfin. Yes. Ah putain. Oh, ce passage, il est génial.
Lifan shoots you a fond smile, warm and sleepy.
That... I needed that.
Vous avez connu mieux, l'enfoiré.
Glad to hear it.
He embraces you tenderly, squeezing you tight before pulling away with a rueful grin.
Right. Let's get back to the ship.
Oh la vache. Oh là 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 là. Ce sesx.
Alone? Together? You and me? I love that. Lead the way, Chief.
Touching the hand of your companion, source sparks between you. The magic of this place sings. As you move to go below deck, touching the wall beneath you enter, and
would you get a load of this place?
She saunters around the room, inspecting it like she plans to move in. She tosses her head over her shoulder and calls out to you in an affected tone.
I suppose it will do, darling.
Arrête de faire l'imbécile, j'ai besoin de te parler. Non, je suis pas un enfoiré.
Her face cracks into a smile, then a laugh.
So, what should we do? Wait, don't answer that.
She digs into her pack, skipping over to you, and sits on the ground at your feet, then tugs your hand for you to sit on the ground too. She sets an empty bottle on the ground between you and looks at you impishly.
Oh!
Let's play a game. Don't worry, it's easy.
Ah, yes.
It's called Spouts. You can go first.
Fais tourner la bouteille et si le goulot pointe sur quelqu'un, j'expliquerai cette partie quand on y sera. Ah, l'enfoiré!
She takes your hand and places it on the bottle, on its side between you.
Go on, spin.
Hey, go.
The bottle swishes in circles as it spins. Losa watches it intently as it lands, pointing directly at her. She smiles and blushes.
Et maintenant?
Well, in this game, you're meant to plant one on whoever the bottle lands on.
Oh.
She flutters her eyelashes in exaggerated coquettishness, her blush deepening. She kisses you back, gently, more gently than you expected, then leans away, flushed with color.
Ah, c'est trop mignon.
My. My turn.
She spins the bottle, and it twirls and twirls, and comes to a rest, pointing into a no man's land to the left of your knee. She doesn't lift her eyes from the bottle, but quickly corrects it to face you. She looks up then, drawing an arc with her eyes from the bottle's tip to your gaze. Her dark eyes are deeper, lusher than ever before.
Hey, Chief.
She crawls across the space between you and climbs into your lap, wrapping her legs around you.
Je me demandais ce qu'elle est en train de faire, mec.
She holds her head back, but inches her body closer to yours. She is warm against you, warmer than she should be, her weight a comforting anchor in this foreign place.
Wait, just a little bit. Look, I don't know what's going to happen from here on out. I don't know if we'll find Dallas. I don't know which one of us is going to, you know, all the stuff they say we'll do. I don't even know if I'm still going to be myself much longer.
T'inquiète pas. Une fois que je suis devenu divin, je te sauve. Voire avant, en fait, s'il y a possibilité. Remarque.
But I do know that I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life. You make me feel like I have a voice. Like I'm not just a host. Like I'm a real person.
Bien sûr. Bah, c'est comme ça qu'on la traite depuis le début, en fait, comme une personne normale.
I need to tell you something. The thing is, well, you know, when two people get to know each other pretty well, it's just, What?
Oh non!
Suddenly, you feel the thud, thud, thud of her heart hammering against her chest and into yours.
I love you too. I love you too.
Yes!
I love you too.
Putain, j'ai cru que j'avais merdé pendant une seconde. J'ai eu peur.
One tear streams out of the corner of her eye as she breaks into a fit of laughter and throws herself forward, knocking you to the ground, her whole body wrapped around yours.
Oh, I've wanted you for so long. I've wanted you like this for so long.
C'est trop mignon.
She grins and takes your chin softly in her hand, parting your lips. She comes close to your mouth, so close, then licks your lips. Once, twice.
Goutte d'eau qui est passé, c'est ça? Le...
And kisses you softly. Soft as your first time, then harder, deeper, her tongue swirling around yours. She tugs at your clothes and growls in your ear.
Get these off.
She nips and kisses newly exposed flesh all over your body, running her mouth from your neck to your belly button, down to your shins, up to your thighs.
Oh, that is one beautiful man.
She sits up on her knees, still straddling your hips, and shimmies out of every last article of clothing.
C'est rapide.
Her body is smooth and soft, flesh dipping generously beneath your hands. You could take handful after handful of her and never have enough.
Here I am, all of me, and I want all of you.
She moves her body slowly, slowly, slowly over yours, until you are one person, the surprise of it, the perfection of it making you both gasp. She moves in small circles, your bodies joined like they were made for each other, like they were never meant to be apart.
Oh, you're perfect. You're perfect.
She covers your hands with hers, guides them to places that make her exhale sharply, her eyelids fluttering. She keeps a gentle pace, then begins moving faster, harder, sweat glistening on her collarbone.
Like this?
She keeps the pace, her eyes locked with yours, a half-drugged smile on her lips.
This is it. This is my cure. You're my cure.
You are one in the night, one great beautiful being, your bodies aching with desire where they touch, your mind ablaze, your souls entwined, growing great, greater, greater, greater.
How could I have gone this long without you?
In this infinite moment, it feels you'll never be apart again.
C'est tellement beau. Préciser 18+. Mon stream est toujours en 18+. Depuis le tout premier stream que j'ai lancé, ça a toujours été du 18+. Parce qu'il y a toujours plein de conneries que je peux sortir, des machins, etc. Donc, et ça me permet de jouer à ce que je veux.
Losa yawns and stretches, arching her whole body like a cat. She folds into you, her head on your chest, arm draped around your body.
I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life, you know. However long that is. Even if I have morning breath.
Oui, t'inquiète. Je suis déjà réveillé à côté de quelqu'un qui avait une haleine de station-service, t'en fais pas.
Even if a demon eats my whole brain. Even if I hog all the blankets in the night and I'm not even sorry.
Il me paraît soudain évident que vous avez commis une... Non!
She holds you tighter and kisses your chest, where your heart is.
So, I guess we should get back out there. Save the realm, stop the void, blah blah blah.
Faut vraiment?
She runs a finger up your torso, making you jump.
We get out of this thing alive, there'll be plenty more where that came from.
C'est pas faux.
She plants a quick kiss on your lips and a bite on your neck.
Let's get out of here, Chief.
C'est tellement mignon, bordel! C'est trop mignon, putain! Autant avec le fauve, c'était très drôle. C'était très très drôle. Ifan, bon ok. Mais avec cloche. Mais avec cloche, c'était nickel. Moi, je voulais l'écureuil. Je suis pas sûr qu'on puisse avec l'écureuil.
He runs his paws over the cat's skeleton with long, methodical strokes. Sometimes his fingers curl, as if he's forgotten that Quercus's fur is long gone.
Shh, don't cry. We got out. We made it. We are safe. They can't get us here. The knights will never hurt us again, Quercus. I promise. Quercus, after all the shield has done, do you think it's time?
Oh, du lore. Oh, putain, on se baigne dans le lore, là.
Yes. Yes, I think so, too. The story belongs to us both. And by now the shield deserves to know the truth.
Ah, le bateau, il a tout vu. La Dame Vengeance, elle a zioté.
The squirrel looks up and meets your eyes for the first time. Small, shining beads take you in.
We have traveled some time together, Shield. There were times when I very nearly lost heart. My research, so much of it has led to naught. At times, I fear I am no closer to stopping the acorn than when I started. But you have been relentless. When I felt I might falter, you sallied forward. You and Quercus have given me strength when mine waned. You deserve to know the truth. The reason I know so much about the Knights of Dre, the reason I'm the one who needs to stop them. I was one of their order once. I was an acolyte of the Great Acorn. I saw dwarves tear down my forest, turning my home into weapons of war. I saw humans launching great orbs of fire into the homes of my friends. I saw lizards shackling the citizens of the land with harnesses and whips. The Great Acorn would stop you all for good. And what do you call the destruction of an entire forest and all its inhabitants? They call it progress. We call it genocide. The same as you. You reap what you sow. Isn't that right? At least, that's what I thought then. I believed in the cause of the Great Acorn. I believed the Knights of Dre were righteous. But they proved themselves zealots. Heartless.
He runs his paws along Quercus's bony head and scritches the space behind his ear. Quercus rattles a dry, contented purr.
Quercus was once a beautiful, burnished orange, long of hair, green of eye, so soft of tread he could stalk through a thicket of dry thorns without disturbing a single one.
Ouais, alors que maintenant il est plutôt du genre à déclencher les pièges.
That was before. Before the Knights of Dre decided... Well, they decreed... They executed him. Squirrels alone shall reap the great acorn's blessings, they said. It's unnatural to associate with other species, they said. So, they killed him. My friend. It was then I knew that they'd gone too far. It was then that I realized what I had been party to. It took every last bit of magic I had gathered to bring him back. Then we ran. I just wanted to find a safe den where we could hide together, but...
The squirrel sits quietly for a moment, running his hand down the cat's spine. Quercus arches his back and flexes his claws.
But Quercus said we could do more. He said we should push on.
The cat leans into your palm, rubbing against you, and only a quick act of acrobatics stops Solora from being knocked off. The squirrel throws his hands up in indignity, but you can see a quiet smile spreading underneath his whiskers.
What a bevy of misfits we are! Though I suppose it is best to fit badly in a world gone mad. Fear not, Shield. I will discover how to stop the great acorn. I will protect the creatures of this land, all of them, from the Knights. With Quercus at my side, with you at my side, I know I will not fail.
Putain, pour une...
Our shield speaks, Quercus. Prick up your phantom ears.
Oh la vache, c'est un peu vénère.
Hey, Chief. You ready to get out of here?
Yep.
Hey now, let's keep it professional and everything. We're
C'est
still
vrai.
God-woken on a mission, aren't we?
Uther, le porteur de lumière. Ah, ça me dit quelque chose comme...
So, after experiencing that thing you did with your tongue, I guess I know who the real god among mortals is.
Yes!
Malady said something about the ship's figurehead, didn't she?
Ah, trop bien. Pardon.
Hail. Spoken to Malady yet? She said...
Hey up. I hear we're about ready to move out.
Oh la vache.
Not right now. Come back later.
Ah, te voilà, esprit
The
du
Red
prince rouge.
Prince's
Petit
spirit
con, va.
stands bewildered, his spectral eyes beleaguered by disbelief.
Defeat?
Ouais, perdu. Trop de balles.
I have been defeated.
Oui.
Impossible. Impossible.
Ça pour avoir été vaincu, elle a été... Ouais, bon, dommage pour lui, quoi. Il a vendu son âme.
No.
Tant pis pour lui.
The Red Prince does not perish. Even here I hear the voices of destiny whisper.
Paladin dans l'univers de World of... Ok, bah j'y ai jamais joué, donc effectivement j'ai pas...
I will
Pas la ref.
have my empire yet.
Mais j'avais déjà entendu Uther, porteur de lumière. Ça me dit quelque chose comme nom. Mais ça devait être quelqu'un qu'on a causé. Du coup, c'est pas moi qui l'ai vu comme ça.
I will have my empire yet.
T'as qu'à régner sur l'Empire des Morts. C'est Anne! Anne Zolo!
Not many things I can fetch around here, but who cares, eh? Look at this place.
Ah bah oui,
Spirit
là, là,
watches your approach
bouffeuse de
like a
macramé.
spectator on a beach watches the waves roll in with a soothing inevitability.
There we have it, don't we, dear? The final die has been cast, and it's come up wanting. I do not know what awaits. I do not see where the dark paths lead. Forsake me now. Go hence and give chase to your mortal desires. And should you find the one I hunted, unite his heart with a blade, I beg of you.
C'était un mec c'était un indique en fait qui devait me filer des infos et elle était en train d'essayer de le chasser pour le zigouiller. Sauf que du coup je lui dis non, j'ai besoin de lui causer et c'en est prêt à moi donc j'ai dû la buter.
From death, let me be death.
The day was lost, and no one won. Divinity is still up for grabs. Will naught but the demon I'm hunting. A trivial task, really, compared to your current pursuits of divinity.
T'inquiète pas, va, je le chasse aussi. On va sauver Loche.
I did. She's quite graciously taking us to
Ah bah voilà,
demon-haunted
Arx, parfait.
arcs. Our pursuits align and continue.
Take
Salut.
the time you need to gather yourself, my friend. When you are ready, we can proceed. Yes, I am sorry. She had me built to her exact designs. Not even I know all the ways in which she can control me. She was able to follow
C'était
my
pas
lead
volontaire.
like a shark.
Très bien.
But I will see myself destroyed rather than be forced to betray you again.
Alors on va peut-être pas arriver à ce truc là, hein,
It
j'espère.
shall be done.
Salut.
Mallory's face is drawn. She seems tired, somewhat subdued. She looks you over and
On a du sesx.
What's wrong with you? You seem happy.
Pensez être amoureux.
Very well. And does the object of your affection feel the same about you?
A smirk curls across her face.
Good for you, darling. We could all use a little good news about now, couldn't we? What comes next will be... well, it'll be up to you how it will be. I've had some time to think, and there's a few matters I want to discuss before we carry on. I doubt you've forgotten the death of Meister Siva.
Ouais, et donc
She swallows hard and closes her eyes for a moment, as though trying to dispel a dizzy spell.
Ah non, mais maladie, j'ai pas envie de la faire chaud. Clairement pas, non, déjà rien que pour son nom. Non, Loche, c'est très bien.
She and I had a deal, you see. A deal that's now quite obviously defunct. According to its terms, I was to help you ascend to divinity, and she was to help me with another matter. The details aren't important now, it's just... never mind. Another entangling alliance. But I won't be able to disentangle it on my own. There may come a time when I need to count on you as an ally.
Il crache le morceau, bordel.
So, are we? Allies, that is. The details are detailed. Suffice it to say that Meister Siva believed she could help me.
Crache le
And I
morceau,
believe
bordel.
you're twice the sorcerer she ever was. So? Imagine if I'd have said the same when Dallas was about to blow you to smithereens on the high seas. Moving on. I found out where Dallas is heading. There's a great city not far from Driftwood, Arx by name. It's controlled by magisters, so you'll have your work cut out for you. We have to find out what she's planning to do with the powers of the Seven.
Pas de soucis. Mais pour ton histoire, t'inquiète pas, on va regarder quand il sera, t'inquiète. Hein. Tu veux pas cracher le morceau, donc obligé quoi.
Before she does something irreversible. Dallas, or any of the others for that matter, cannot be allowed to use the powers of the gods. She doesn't understand what must be done. She doesn't understand how to rule. It's quite simple, really. Chaos is a fact of life, surer than any other. Power is one of the few structures that can cut a line through that chaos. If wielded well, that line will mean stability, order, a comfort against the unknowable, changing forces of chaos. If wielded poorly, the line will mean domination, terror, different from chaos, but no better. Dallas, and the others like her, Alexander, the Mother Tree, the Prince of Shadows, they are little better than demons, really. They seek power at the expense of others, not to create stability, but to create servants. Look at my face, Godwoken. What do you see?
Alors, Maladie, elle est moitié elfe, moitié démon, donc bah, je la vois elle.
I suppose we all see what we want to see. When I look in the mirror, I see balance. Balance between darkness and light, between good and evil. Whatever those categories mean. When the time comes for you to ascend, remember my face. Remember that despite any shortcomings you might have, if you can bring a semblance of balance to the world, you'll have done as good as the Seven did. And if you can be stronger than them, you'll do all the better. The Seven are gone, slain by their Godwoken, slain by you. You have the potential, the obligation even, to do better than they did. To create a better world than the world they made. I know what evil is, Godwoken. I've seen what chaos can do. It isn't how I picture Rivellon's future. You are my insurance against that.
D'accord.
Now, there's little time to spare. We need to get you to Arx, find Dallas, take back what she stole.
Très bien.
Shall we go?
Rock'n'roll!
How lucky for you, I'm on your side. I'm probably the only one masterful enough to transport an entire ship safely between the land of the dead and the land of the living. Captain Malady stands at the ready.
After the briefest moment of respite, Malady brought the Godwoken to Arx to recover the divine powers Dallas had snatched away. But the half-demon's secret was taking its toll on her.
Lucius! Fools! The bastard's going to ruin everything! Brace! Brace! Brace!
Et putain, alors je pense qu'on est à la dernière partie, hein, je pense. Comme là on parlait de divinité et tout, je pensais qu'on était à la dernière partie déjà, mais là je pense qu'on est à la dernière. On verra s'il y a d'autres trucs à découvrir plus loin. En tout cas, belle durée de vie du jeu quand même, hein. Propre. Ah, plus d'âme vengeance. Bah, j'espère que si quand même. Enfin, on va voir. Succès déverrouillé, la chute du titan. Ah merde, ah non, il y a peut-être plus de dame vengeance, effectivement. On va aller lui causer pour lui dire adieu quand même.
Come, Quercus. Time is short.
Ah, oh putain, comment c'est viande.
Don't say anything.
Malady groans, her face twisting in pain. She falls to one knee, catching herself on her hands.
Ça va?
She raises one hand and raises herself to her feet.
Now, no need to fuss, I'll be fine. It's just that traveling between the realms isn't easy, you know? It takes something from my soul each time. Never you fear. I've pulled a clever trick out of my sleeve. The Lady Vengeance stands in 2 realms at once. A body here, and a soul in the Hall of Echoes. You can still return at your leisure. At least I got us where we wanted to go. This is Arx. This is where Dallas has fled with the powers of the gods. This is where the path to divinity leads. Dallas must be stopped. She has stolen the powers of the Seven. You'll need to get the Aetiran back if you're to fight the God King. You'll need it if you're to ascend. Track her in Arx. Find out where she's gone and end her. Take back the Aetiran and the powers of the gods with it. You cannot fail, Godwoken. Not for anything.
Hey, Chief. Before we get a move on, I'd like a word with Malady. You mind?
Oui, vas-y.
Hey, Mals. I'm not, you know, feeling so hot.
I should think not. The demon is getting closer to himself. You'll meet him in Arx soon enough, and if you meet him like this, it's bye-bye Losa. We won't let that happen, will we? I've got a little something cooking. There's power in names, after all. And we know exactly who Adramalik is. Don't worry. I'll find you before it's too late. Demon's honor.
Ouais, enfin... Oh putain, ce qu'il en reste. Ah ouais, complètement craché là. Oh putain, et puis merde, il y a du... D'accord.
Our lady's naught but kindling now. All we've got is each other. Not that I had any inkling of running off. Not when I'm so close to ending Justinia's plans once and for all. Death fog. I can barely breathe to think of it. Well, not really a ray of sunshine, am I? Come on, off to Mikhail Roz's estate. He'll know where Justinia is, presuming Lohar wasn't talking out of his far too ample arse. I've heard his name once or twice. He's in, how would you say, the import-export business. Old school royalist. The revolution's not exactly good for commerce, after all. I doubt he'll be drawing me a map direct to Justinia, if that's what you're hoping. Though you never know what I could convince him to do, given my winning personality.
Beast winks at you.
Tu m'étonnes.
I can be a charmer when I want to be. That's reassuring, actually. Can't say I know everything she's got planned, but I know she'll do anything she can to halt the revolution. Who knows how many lives she'd end to see it done.
Hey, everything okay? Oh?
Oh.
I remember. What about it? Look, Chief. I've had a long, short life. And one thing I figured out is, when it's right, it's right. And what we had was... correct.
Oh!
You know how I feel about you. That isn't gonna change. Not now, not ever. But I don't expect anything from you. I don't even want anything from you, but...
Il y aura du mariage dans l'air à la fin du truc. Je veux.
If that road should happen to lead straight to a quiet spot with a mat on the floor and no one watching, well, you wouldn't hear any complaints from this corner.
Très bien. Parfait.
Well, well. We made it to the big smoke. Me? I'm fine. But you almost got yourself killed back there. You should be more careful. We can't afford to lose our leader, and I don't want to lose a friend. No need for thanks. You're still the natural choice. Well, you know what I think? We need to find Lucian, without delay.
Lucian, il est pas mort?
Ifan claps you on the shoulder and beams at you, affection for you plain in his eyes.
Ok, putain de merde, je pensais que... Tarquin. Ah, on va aller vendre des conneries. Attends, on va lui causer de base déjà.
Not the finest of landings, though I suppose our dear vessel did well enough, given it's not exactly in its natural habitat.
Tu m'étonnes.
At least I can still access all of my tools in the Hall of Echoes. I wouldn't relish the prospect of scouring through all this wreckage to find what I need. Why work, of course? Anathema won't restore itself, I dare say. I shall finish what I started, aboard whatever remains of the Lady Vengeance in the Hall of Echoes. Come and find me later in the Hall of Echoes. I believe I'm rather close to having Anathema in working order.
Très bien. Hop.
Not the finest of landings, though I suppose our dear vessel
Alors.
did well enough, given it's not exactly in its natural habitat.
The big acorn has come from the sky. It will wash away our enemies in one big blood wave. All hail the acorn!
Marcus, the big acorn has come. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Did you feel its power as it fell from the sky?
Another card? Excuse me, have you word from the city? I heard the paladins inside have overthrown the magisters. How can that be? And if it is, who's in charge of Fort Joy? My brother's just been sent there. I don't understand it. There's a prison here in Arx. Why send him so far away? I just need to plead his case. To Dallas herself, if I'm able. Or to whoever's in charge now. He's a sweet lad. He doesn't belong there. But I'll sort it out, that's for certain.
Le problème, c'est que tu risques d'y être envoyé aussi.
I don't know. Maybe the paladins have finally had enough of this clampdown. The magisters will just go and lock up anybody. That wasn't Lucian's way, was it?
The woman's upper lip twitches, and her chest heaves with each gods-fearing utterance to the heavens.
Lucian, I pray thee absolve my sins and find me worthy. The time of reckoning is upon us. The hall awaits only the chosen. May the death fog cleanse me as it cleanses the land and waters.
She shoots you a frenzied glance.
He has told me his plan. Lucian will not wash our sins away with water or fire, but with death fog. The true faithful will bathe in the fog of their own accord, and he will reward them with eternal bliss.
Wow, putain, non, vous êtes un peu trop perchés les gars là, ça va juste vous crever.
It spreads even now, just below. I am ready to prove my loyalty.
No.
She trails off, and her eyes flit upwards, as if listening to a voice only she can hear.
Goods for sale here.
Je crois qu'elle allait sauter, ce con.
I'm the last merchant till inside the city gate.
Jehan strokes his chin as he surveys the pilgrim camp.
Ah
He
putain,
notices
ok.
you approach, turns, and smiles his stern smile.
A bit of a choppy re-entry, wasn't it? Sorry I couldn't be there to greet you, but time is limited. The doctor will know of the crash soon.
He swings a
T'inquiète
backpack
pas.
over his shoulder. It's filled to the brim with potions, grenades, and...
Sadly, these pilgrims have no useful news. So, off to the city I go. Time to rid it of its demon.
That's very kind of you. But I have my own battles to wage, and you... well, you have yours, don't you? Divinity eludes you still. But I've the feeling it won't elude you much too good.
A firm handshake, and he's off.
Me too.
Please return.
Là, ça va.
So the hunt commences once more.
Oh, pure divine, who fills the seas and blesses the soil, welcome us into your embrace. Lead us into the freeing fog and see us home to the hall.
Ok, elle est ravagée celle-là.
All right, stranger. I heard a huge crash in the mountains earlier. Maybe thunder, maybe void-woken. Don't go wandering alone now. There's no telling what you'll find.
Un magister tout de blanc vêtu. Non mais il y en a 15 milliards là.
She shoots you a questioning look, but resignation quickly wipes her face clean of curiosity.
I won't ask. Long as it weren't a void-woken, that's all I need to know. Well, settle in then. No point heading into the city. Gates are closed. Void-woken. In the city. I never thought I'd see the day. Lucian's Day. Got a few prayers of my own that need answering. But these days, who don't? Whites? Sure. Just before they lock the city gates. They say Dallas herself is inside the city walls. But I hear there's something up, too. Trouble between them and the Paladins. Of course, once the Void-woken landed, that were the only thing on anyone's lips.
Oh, pure divine, who
Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Short steps from the city. Get closer.
Guetteur de troll. Il y a un troll. Oh putain.
You see that over there? A troll.
T'es comme troll.
The man's pointing finger shakes with both fright and giddiness.
Isn't it something? Void-woken might tear me apart any minute, but at least I'd die a happy man. Besides, I'm not too worried. That thing probably eats Void-woken for breakfast. You've met that troll before? Boy, am I jealous. Maybe I should just, you know, go over there and talk to it.
Alors non.
He inches his foot forward, frowns, then pulls it back.
Maybe later. Oh, I know everything there is to know about them. I've read Tears for Troll at least 18 times. For instance, did you know that the term troll behavior refers to the way trolls live their lives, from killing and feeding to roaring and courtship rituals? But that's not my favorite part. And I quote, "Death fog kills most living things instantly, but trolls may actually develop immunity with mild, prolonged exposure. If you encounter such a beast, they may be harmed only when a curse is applied to the appropriate attack method." That's pretty great if you ask me. With all this death fog floating around, that troll might someday end up being the last living creature out here.
Salut, trou de balle.
You again, Cuckoo. I hope you've been practicing that little trick I taught you. I have to say, I thought life would be so great as soon as Marg was dead. But now life seems empty. I have nothing left to fight against. It's so lonely. You can't be for real, Cuckoo. You're like a babe in the woods. Purpose? Helping others? Give me a break.
He bursts out laughing, and his guffaws shake the bridge.
Parce que c'est la gueule.
I might be lonely, but I'd prefer to be alone than chitter-chatter with the likes of you. So, you want to cross or what?
Non. Non, parce que si je veux traverser, j'ai juste à passer là en fait. Hein. Et là, je traverse et je tente de lui chouraver ça.
I'll send word home. Don't worry. I'll send word. I know you. Or, I've heard of you. I'm one of Lohar's. And you did us quite a good turn back in Driftwood. I thank you.
Ok.
She casts her eyes over the wreck below the bridge.
After all that's happened, it does me good to see you here. My driver, my cart wolf. Look at them. And for what? Void woke 'em. Weren't anywhere near us, but old Max sniffed 'em out anyway. Got so spooked he pulled my carriage right off the bloody bridge. Pulled my driver off with him. I rolled out in time. Better stranded out here than stuck in a city with the void woken, I suppose. But they deserved better than this. It were a wedding. Event of the season over at Mikhail Ross's estate. We were going in place of our boss.
She looks over the wreckage with a grimace.
Lord, gnaw my ear off if he could see the shape his emissaries are in.
She gives you a sharp look.
I suppose you know a little something about a wedding. Isn't that right? Rumour had it she were to attend the wedding at Ross's estate, but rumour also had it she were very, very late. Haven't heard anything since. And if I'm honest, that's just fine with me. I've seen enough. I've heard enough. I haven't got much space left to fit anything else.
Tu m'étonnes. Prends ta retraite, hein. Va pêcher.
Good luck. I hope you're made of sterner stuff.
Voilà, du coup, je vais aller manger. Je vous dis à tout à l'heure et un très bon appétit. Hop.